We're celebrating with Oliver C. Brown, the amazing early member of Casey and the Sunshine Band. TK Records is exploding with their second album, Get Down Tonight. That's the way I like it. And Saturday Night Fever comes out, the movie and soundtrack, and Boogie Shoes is on it. And that must have been incredible to see this sensation hit the theaters. The movie, of course, with John Travolta and the explosion of the Bee Gees and this soundtrack album, Cool and the Gang, Casey and the Sunshine Band, everybody on it. What was that like to hear yourself on this multi-platinum Saturday Night Fever soundtrack and movie?
Oh, that was absolutely phenomenal. I listened to that and I was so proud that music had sustained itself in such a way that here we are on the soundtrack with Saturday Night Fever and so many other things. In fact, I've always wished nothing but success for the band because the more successful the band got, the more successful I got. It was like
Yeah.
it led to forming a band with Mick Fleetwood. It was called the Mick Fleetwood Blue Whale Blues Band, and we
Yeah, I
toured
mean,
for
opportunities come knocking when you're hot, and
yeah.
that
It
that,
was
that movie was really revolutionary, and this was the peak of disco. I mean, that movie, that soundtrack,
Mhm.
AC, the Bee Gees, it pretty much epitomized this movement they called disco, which really
Absolutely
wasn't anything new. Dance music had been around forever and still around today.
today.
They just had this, it's usually some critic, somebody that calls something a name, and it's this kind of movement or trend, and the
Right.
disco thing rode out, obviously, selling millions of records. And um, did you go to the theaters? Did you see Saturday Night Fever in the movie
Oh
theater?
yes, indeed.
Okay.
There's no way I was going to mess that.
Yeah.
I had to
Now,
go sit back and wait for it to roll around in
now
there.
all of a sudden, all the clubs want to install a disco floor and have the DJs, and thank God it's Friday and more movies were coming, and it was
Right.
quite a run. But
Exactly.
anytime you put too much focus on one genre, it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it kind of peaked, in the later '70s. But
It sure did. In fact, I'm sure that, that's what led to that star we have right now over here on the Walk of Fame in
I
Hollywood.
love it. I go by and see that. I go up and down. And were you there when they did the ceremony?
No, no. Yeah,
Okay.
like I said, because like I said, Rick, Casey and I had kind of not
Okay.
really, we are what do you call it? Frenemies. you
Okay,
know.
but you go down and walk past that star and look down glowingly at
Oh,
your
believe
achievement.
me.
Pardon
Right.
me.
One of the things I love to do is to walk that street and see who's on there.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, if you walk, what is it?
What
West.
block? What block
It's,
is the KC star on?
oh,
What
it's
do you
right
do?
on Hollywood, right there, right on Hollywood Boulevard, right where you see the big Hollywood entrance thing set up. Yeah, the big break there at on La Brea and
Okay.
Hollywood where they meet.
So
And the beauty of it is though, because like you said, I started out in Berkeley and listened to people like Santana in their early days
of
breaking
course.
before I became in the business. I walked
Yeah,
down that block
Journey and the Grateful
and
Dead and
right, you see
everybody.
Santana, you see
Bill
Stevie Wonder,
Graham.
you know, you all on the same block. When I
Yeah.
walked by the first time, I said, "Oh my God, how did we get here with these people?"
Yeah,
It's,
and it's permanent, It's not like it's it's a bouquet on the sidewalk and it dies and goes away. It's there. It's permanent.
no, it's a
Part of
beautiful
Hollywood
thing.
history.
It's a beautiful thing. God is good.